So the new Munch Museum is considered a failure by everyone, except for the ones that's responsible for it. And when we start addressing it, the politicians seem to come with a lot of nonsense. Welcome to Nordic Nonsense, and today we're talking about the new Munch Museum. This painting is called in a green scarf. In 2021, they decided to change the name of it. And in 2022, they decided to move the whole museum. But why did they decide to do that? And what's the significance behind their actions? That's what we're gonna talk about next. But before we jump into this story, let me tell you another quick side story. In 1973, Edvard Munch artwork was seized in Germany. The artwork had been labeled degenerate art. Through a campaign the Nazis started 2 years earlier. The aim was to cleanse the public space from all the arts that did not harmonize with the Nazis' agenda. The new ideology had a separate Swedish Chamber of Fine Arts, had the task of guiding development in the right direction. And again, in 2021, modern Oslo, Edvard Munch art once again subject of purification process. But ironically, this time, the Munch Museum is playing the art police. In the zeal to act politically correct and in the name of anti-racism, the museum will provide Munch's art with a new title. Because the Munch titles apparently problematic. They can be perceived as offensive, even downright racist, according to the museum's information officers. But now let us go back to the museum. When the city council was asked, he said, and I'm quoting him, "When I, as a city councillor, received the recommendation that La Lampada was the best alternative for Munch's art, it was not because it was prettiest or least controversial. It was because it was the best in terms of time, price, and quality." Now let us talk about the building first. Some people refer to it as a radiators, others refer to it as an airport, some said it was an industrial building, but my favorite so far is Tilted Penis, Lampada. When I searched, I found it's actually ancient Greek. Only God knows what this name got to do with Norway, Monk, or Norwegian culture, by anyhow. And I was actually a bit surprised when I found out that it is breaking the city rules, because the city plan decided that the highest building in this area should be max 6 floors, which is, I believe, standing at 11 floors. Besides, it was an anonymous decision from the city council back in 2005 that has decided that the Munch Museum should remain where it is, in Tøyen. Breaking the maximum height rule, breaking the decision of the city councils. Do I smell corruption? Hell no! We live in Norway, there is no corruption. No. We are in Norway. There is no corruption. No corruption!
I don't want peace. I want problems, always!
Unlike the Opera House, which is designed by the Norwegian famous company, Snøhetta, which is actually known for playing with the light and providing the best light. If you look at the Opera House, it was actually designed to give the best natural light to the costume designers. Also, you can see the design of Alexandria Library. They have done exactly the same. Yet they allowed this huge building across from the Opera House to block most of the natural light, which loses the whole point of building the Opera House in this location. Now, if you have passed by the Opera House, by the side, I would say the west side, you could see that the costume designing rooms are totally dark now, thanks to this huge building. A fun fact about this, that it's really, until recently, I'm not sure if they have actually fixed this by now, from a plumbing point of view, the Munch Museum is not designed to even have a dishwasher, as if you go to a restaurant on the top floor and this information is from a source on the inside. But since the whole plumbing system is running as a vacuum like in the airplanes, if they turn on a dishwasher or wash a couple of beer glasses, the whole floor will be flooded with water. Another fun fact about the museum, this was not supposed to be the color of it. But the Gardermoen airport and Oslo aviators have actually complained about the color because it would have been reflecting a lot of light that will block their vision. So also they had to rush into this ugly color. And then surprise, surprise, if you go to the top of the museum, you won't find the Munch art up there. Instead, you'll find a bar and a restaurant with really bad plumbing. Now let us talk about the artistic point of view. Instead of this museum being a focus on Munch and his art is actually being showed in showrooms mixed with other artists that has been influenced by him. So they show the master art side by side by other people that was influenced by him. No respect for the hierarchy. Another point of view that I find very interesting. On a brief chat with a couple of friends that are actually architects, they have brought up this very interesting point of view. Monk art is about depth of field. It's about like long. If you look at the screen, it's all deep and long, while the building is like up and tight and high. So it does not match the monk art. I mean, the monk art looked much better at the Tøyen Museum. Monk, who have lived and worked in a really close proximity of the Tøyen Museum, he lived a long part of his life around Tøyen, where he is working and painting. So this detachment, this taking him from his legacy, this is a detachment of legacy. I find it ridiculous. He chose Tøyen to live himself, but he chose to put his museum on the other side of the city. It's like his paintings, it's been taken out of context. He chose Tøyen for himself, and then we take his museum and just put it somewhere else. That doesn't sound right for me, because Tøyen, it's where this art has been made. It is possible that Munch himself had mixed feelings about moving the museum from its original location. And wait a moment. After the governments actually spent billions of kroners on the Tøyen Loft, which is the project that was supposed to raise the quality of life at Tøyen and kind of make the life of the people of the East much better, they have actually ripped off the pier of Tøyen. Not only that, there is no more tourist attraction at the whole East anymore. All the people that got like businesses, that got work, depending on the museum, it's all gone. They simply took it and put it on the rich side. Now let's talk about Munch himself and his opinion about the Rådhuset, the mayor house when it was built back in the days. He actually opposed this and said that the people has the right to see the ocean, that such buildings doesn't belong in front of the people blocking their views, that everyone have the right to see the ocean. And now who actually has the right to name the art? Is it the artist himself? Is it even legal to rename your art? Like if I painted something or I created any piece of art, it would feel so bad knowing that maybe someday they will change the name I gave it. Was it too expensive to back out after spending 2.8 million on this project? What they were thinking when they building it? To give us a taste of Munch's anxiety? Okay, I shouldn't have said that, because they might use it to justify this mayhem. If you'd like to kickstart this channel, please like and subscribe and share this with your friends. And if you have any thoughts to share with us on this, leave it down in the comments. If you have any topics you would like me to talk about in the future, please let me know in the comments as well. Ha det bra!